is, so 2,4-dB rate, recommended rate was 1 quart to the acre. Quart and a half actually to the acre, which is 32 ounces to the acre. I am putting down less. I am putting down 20 ounces to the acre. Matter of fact, hopefully it's even a little bit less than that because of my ground speed. And if I can get, 15 to 18 gallons to the acre, I'll be less than that. Same thing with clethodim. It was about the same, and also that's going down less than a quart an acre as well. Okay, spray experiment, take 1. Okay, it is July 8th, 2025. So you can imagine it's going to be hot today, but right now it's nice and cool. It has been hot last week and a little muggy, but we just got 2 inches of rain on Monday. And so the plants are going to be the strongest probably of the summer that they are all the month of July. Take that in mind. And I am making a concoction and putting all of these sprays into one tank. So we'll have clethodim, which treats and controls grasses. This is just a no foam for the tank. This is a surfactant to kind of bind everything together. This is Butriac 200, 2,4-dB. This is for broadleaf weeds. Okay. I have a 1,513 alfalfa blaster is what it's called, from Morgan's Dairy Do, Morgan's Compost. It is a legume fertilizer. And I have a humic blaster. It's all humic acid, again from Morgan's Dairy Do. So there's going to be 2.5 gallons of this, 2.5 gallons of this. My spray tank is 60 gallons, and I can do 3 acres with that. So about 20 gallons of water or mix to an acre. That's 60 psi, about 4 miles an hour. 10-foot boom. The clethodim and the Butriac 2,4-dB is not going to be full rate. So I got to keep that in mind as well. I'm going to go 1 ounce to the gallon, so 60 ounces of clethodim, 60 ounces of 2,4-dB. I've put all of these into a can, and they seem to bind pretty good. So what I'm spraying on today is a legume planting that I planted about a month ago, at the end of May, so a little over a month. If my fertilizer can hit the plants and the humic acid, that'll help grow on the plants. So the legume planting, I put in soybeans and cowpeas and some clovers, among other things. There was some radish and whatnot. So I may kill some things I don't want to kill, but then again, I am trying to control and get these food plots back in line before I plant the fall planting here in about a month or so. So beginning of August, I'll be planting the fall planting, cool season planting. So that is my experiment, and we'll see the results. I don't know when I can check it, hopefully in a week or 2. So I do need to mention for this experiment, I do have a spray license with the state of Michigan. It actually expires this year. It's every 3 years. I have a personal spray license, and then the business has a spray license as well. You need a spray license in the state of Michigan if you're spraying any type of chemical for money. So the 2,4-dB, the clethodim, Roundup, that's basically most I spray anyway. And if you've been following me, I've been trying to get away from sprays, but mowing just don't get rid of weeds alone. You have to either choke them out or drown them out. And every time I seem to rototill or cultivate, I just stir up more weeds. So I'm going this route. My hypothesis of this is I think I'm going to do a little bit of control but for the most part, I am doing this for the humic acid for the soil and the alpha blaster for fertilizer. If anything happens with the 2,4-DB and the clethodim, great. But I think I will have to spray those again in September, or before I plant. I may do a pre-spray next spring in cooler weather. The best time to spray for anything, especially with yards, is September. If you have a clover field, you can do that. You could spray some 2,4-DB for some broadleafs. So that is the best time. Second best time is spring, when it's cooler and those plants just start growing and they're young. That's the second best time to spray them. Fall is the first best, is when they're trying to collect a bunch of energy to go into dormant season. Springtime, second best time to spray, when they're just popping up young, fresh plants that are easy to kill. Right now is not the best time. So I got to keep that in mind with my experience. Okay, here's a great example. I did crimp this, but again, I crimped it a little early. And so the rye is only not even waist high. So whatever didn't get crimped that day, like because of 100% was not in the anthesis stage, in the seeding stage. Let me get in the shade here. That's what this is. Basically everything that wasn't ready to crimp still grew or just flipped back up. And I also did not brush hog this because I was going to come back to spray it. Now this is a perfect example of what a lot of them look like. They have the oxeye daisy, so the 2,4-DB should get that, I'm hoping, and this penny cress. I believe that's what this is called. This is everywhere. Now, there's still good food down in here, and this is a catch-22 because having this debris and everything looks like crap to the human eye, but for a deer, it's completely different. Now, a deer do not like sticking their heads down into this tall vegetation because they can't see. They can't see behind them. They couldn't see predators. So they're a little leery and weary of sticking their head into this, which allows the seeds to grow and get established. So if you're having a hard time getting food plots established because of deer browse, which is basically everyone in central Michigan, especially where I'm at, in northern Michigan, try this approach. Because you can always come in here, brush hog, clip the tops. Yes, you're going to have weeds. Don't worry about what it looks like. Count your food and look at the food production in this. So, I'm going to spray this. Maybe the rye will die, maybe it won't. Hopefully I will knock down the daisy and pennycress. There's not very many grasses in here, which is okay, but there's a few. The other plots there are. So getting down to the end of spraying here and doing a little bit of research, sitting there thinking on the tractor and doing some Google searching, and it's really nice to have, well, it's kind of nice and kind of not, because common sense can get you in trouble, but then common sense kind of works. But as I was thinking, 2,4-DB can kill soybeans and some of the things that I planted earlier, a month ago. I'm okay with it because my alternative is just to spray glyphosate on everything and then I come back and replant. I'm replanting anyway, so until I get these weeds in order, I'm going to be killing things I don't want to kill. So, yeah, if I kill some of the food I planted a month ago, I have to live with it because I have to get these weeds in control. So when I replant, I'm going to replant so heavy, I hope that I can choke out these weeds and keep up with browse pressure of the deer. That's my biggest problem with these food plots in central Michigan and north in general, is browse pressure.